Previously on the F122 Aston Martin Road to Glory series.
We are right behind them, trying to pick up Joe's Gasly. What if he's got a bit of damage here? What if he's just plain slow there? We're right on the tail. We're going to go up the inside, around the other side. Can we make this move? Yes, we can, then. It's a beautiful move there, up into P10. DRS wide open. It's going to be a futile effort then. But, yeah, it was close. We're going to come across the line then to take P10. Another point for us.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of my F122 Aston Martin Road to Glory series. We are here for episode number 4 today for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix then in season 1 of this Aston Martin Road to Glory series. If you guys did miss the previous episode at the Australian Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. What an entertaining episode that was. From pretty much dead last all the way to P10 there, as you saw in the intro. Could have been potentially P9 if we had a bit more pace under our hands, but I won't be too mad with just a point. Anyways, then, looking through the upgrades then for this Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, we have 4,100 resource points to spend, so we can do a crap ton of upgrades if we really do choose to. And I'm looking mainly at the chassis and the aerodynamics. Obviously, our car is, well, pretty crap at those two areas. But anyways, you can see here, we're trying to decide between, do we want to rush it or do we want to go standard with the minor grid downforce? So we're going to go rush it. This one, we're going to go standard just because I don't want to rush a major upgrade. But these minor upgrades, if we rush these both come in time then for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. So this could be a huge one for us. And in fact, we're not just going to rush one. We're not going to just rush two. We're going to rush 3 upgrades, 2 on the chassis and 2 on the, one on the aerodynamics. We have 4 upgrades pending in total. Then obviously that major one is going to be coming in on time then for the Miami Grand Prix. So hopefully that will come in as well. So potentially that means we have 3 upgrades then coming in for this Grand Prix. And I do hope they come in. At least one of them comes in, because we're going to be needing those for this track. I mean, look, the Aston Martin is still nowhere near a good car right now. In real life, although if you've been watching preseason testing, it's been a pretty superior car, I must say, to the rest of the midfield at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see then until the actual race itself. Anyways, going through the timeline, there is a personal upgrade there. Fortunately not to any of the facilities, but I don't think we'll be needing those just yet. I think once we get towards the later parts of the R&D tree, we're going to be starting to need those facility upgrades. Anyways, we do have an interview potentially to do. We are going to accept it because it is a chance to gain more acclaim, which, hey, we need acclaim, who knows. Anyways, for this first question, we're going to be going with the team answer. Now, the driver's answer was a bit of an interesting one. I was thinking of that, but it really comes down to the team. You can see 2,000 driver acclaim. Pretty good answer to choose there. And with this second one, I mean, really, it really comes down always to personal preference, of course, but I think it comes down to relaxation here, because you're going to need to get away from the action a little bit. Anyways, that is all complete. The next day is the 3 upgrades, and I am praying those 3 come in. I really hope they do as we go down. Yes, they do. It is 3 upgrades. That means 3 rushed upgrades that we have done have come in time, and this is a absolute beautiful scene to see here, because we pretty much improved our car quite massively here, and that's putting us ever so closer to that midfield. We're right behind AlphaTauri, if you did see. Anyways, we're going to spend the last bit of our resource points then on this major engine power upgrade that will unlock the ERS and the fuel efficiency ones as well. So that'll be important then for the Spanish Grand Prix. Anyways, advancing through the time then, and it's now time to get on to qualifying, because it is also a sprint weekend as well. So as we go on to qualifying, then we are here for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. A nice little shot of the track. Of course, the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, one of the most famous circuits on the calendar. And it is a fan favorite. I do like the track a lot. Pretty flowing, pretty exciting. The racing can get a little bit boring at times, but luckily with these new cars, it is a lot easier to follow around. Anyways, then loading up the setup then. Loading a nice Imola setup for this car, although I am hoping that this car can take around these corners a little bit better than the previous episodes. Our qualifying, I will admit, with this car has not been great, but yeah, hopefully we can change around here with those upgrades. Anyways, then straight onto the qualifying lap, straight onto the scene here, down to 4th gear, through the chicane, not getting the greatest from getting caught on these yellow sausage curves. You got to be careful about those, because those can really upset your car and they can really cost you some time. Anyways, Well, we're down in P20 right now. Don't think those upgrades will be helping, but we do have some decent pace, though, I noticed, around second 2 as I was making this video, so we can definitely make up some time. You can clearly see we're already up to P18, climbing up from the bottom, although that's not saying a lot. We started from rock bottom. Anyways, we got a decent run through there. Leclerc now takes the lead, then he's on provisional pole at the moment. Then as we make our way towards the chicane, absolutely murder these sausage curves. You can cut those pretty easily, and that has rewarded us very well up to P30, P12 right there. This could easily put us in a good spot there for tomorrow's sprint as we make our way towards the final 2 corners. Let's hope we don't muck this up here. Anyways, through the final corner, up to P10 there, down to P11 as we make our way into the final corner. There's a big spin though, and uh-oh.
That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're okay.
Oh, no. Yeah. I may have just thrown away a potential P12 qualified spot. I got too greedy. I'll admit I got too greedy there. You could see us, our wheels come off, and you could see us walking away in shame here. What a missed opportunity, I must say. We could have had P12, and that would have set us up really well for the sprint. Because remember, the sprint with this new format is now
qualifying finished. It's
top
time to
8
remind
get
ourselves
the
of our
points,
top
right?
3.
So
Leclerc,
it just makes it even harder to get points. Vettel, though, is down in 18th, which just makes it worse, because if we were up in P12, that would have really shown a side of what our performance would have been compared to our teammate. But anyways, that's enough. Let's go to the race.
So it is all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Perez, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly, Magnussen, Ocon, Guan Yu Zhou and Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Albon, Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel, Latifi and Gallagher. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
It is literally going to be a sprint, and I'm not joking. Starting P20 in the grid, everyone's on the soft tires. I guess it's a literal sprint. It is a 5-lap race here. And this is going to be important to see if we can get a good grid spot for tomorrow's race. I'm hoping for a decent start here. We're behind our teammate Sebastian Vettel and right next to the GOAT himself, Nicholas Latifi. Getting a nice purple parking spot there. Let's see if we can get a good launch off the lights here. Anyways, here we go then to 5 red lights for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix sprint. And it's lights out. And we are green, green, green here at Imola for the I can't even speak as we got a horrible start off the line. We are here then for the sprint then as we head down towards turn 1 then, hoping to try and spot a good overtaking zone in onto the inside. Someone has gone off it. Now it looks like Verstappen in the Red Bull. Looks like he overcooked that first corner. That's a free position for us. We get on the grass though, the grass and the gravel I should say, and we lose a spot though. Sainz though down in P19 and Verstappen is in P20. That's 2 free positions for us as we make our way towards the left-hander here on the inside of our teammate Vettel and Nicholas Latifi. Get a decent exit out of there, applying the power nice and early, and we use some ERS to boost our way up. Anyways, making our way towards this fast left-hander here behind the Alfa Romeo. Valtteri Bottas going a little bit wide there. Not exactly what we needed, but we do manage to keep Sebastian Vettel at bay for now as we make our way through this fast right-hander here and onto the power nice and early as we now make our way towards the chicane. The Vettel still on our tail, but we're going to use one of the AI tactics and turn defense into attack. Jeez, I cannot say anything today, can I? But anyways, like I said, we do get past Valtteri Bottas there, up into P15 and behind the Haas of Mick Schumacher as we make our way down towards the final 2 corners. Looks like Albon and Ocon are scrapping away for P12 then. Hopefully they can get this over with as quickly as they can because we're already losing time to the next train of cars. Anyways, Ocon does manage to get ahead then of Albon. But as soon as I say that though, Schumacher's going to come in for a huge move and trying to go around the outside. You may have noticed someone else has pitted as well, elevating us up to P13. Albon just gets away with it, but then Schumacher comes back in, and now this squabbling is going to cost us so much time here, trying to defend him from Valtteri Bottas, just making sure he won't send it up the inside here. And this is just so frustrating. I don't want to stick my nose in because I know one of them is going to turn in on me, and we could get damage and potentially ruin our sprint. Jeez. I'm tripping over all my words today, aren't I? Anyways, onto the left-hander here, and this is just absolutely horrendous. It's like a mobile chicane, except a chicane you can't get past here. And he's making our way into the right-hander here. Albon hangs it around the outside, just about, nearly losing the back end of that car here. And then we make our way towards the chicane again. We're backing up Bottas into Nicholas Latifi. Could Latifi possibly get past Bottas? No, I don't think so here. As we make our way out of the chicane here. Not getting the greatest run though. Oh, I think behind Latifi may have had a sniff there at Bottas, or maybe Bottas went defensive, and that's what cost him so much time, because you can already see Bottas, well, he's a second behind us right now, so I don't know what necessarily happened to him. Anyways, Hamilton does set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, then as we make our way onto the main straight towards lap 3, then Schumacher probably going to have another go at Alex Albon. That Williams is pretty decent in a straight line, but the Haas is also pretty slippery as well, using a bit of ERS to try and stay within touching distance, and then Schumacher fakes to the outside, goes to the inside here. On the inside, there's a bit of contact there between the two. Again, I can't really stick my nose in here. Someone's gone off in the background. I don't know who that was. I really hope that wasn't Vettel. Our teammate Bottas almost tries to get us. We just about managed to hold on to that position here as, well, I'm trying to focus on trying to get in front of these two here, but they're too busy squabbling here, so we're going to be careful around these guys. Anyways, out of that hairpin, then up the gears, then towards the left-hander, one for the third time last. Oh my goodness, dude, this is how you know I can't really commentate, because I am messing over all my words right now. Anyways, then as we make our way through this corner here, pretty easy to get 4 damage. Luckily, we managed to get away with it for now, though. Although Bottas is still right behind us. He is hounding us, and rightly so. I mean, the Alfa Romeo is a much better car compared to us. Anyways, we murder those curves, but it has rewarded us pretty well. Then as we close up to Schumacher a lot more, and Verstappen, by the way, has gotten up into P14. We got a good runner on Schumacher. On the inside we go. We lock up the tires. We send him a little bit deep there. Bit of a late move, I'll admit, but he did give us a space. I do respect that. We do get the DRS off as well, and that allows us to pull away just a little bit. I think Schumacher does get the DRS as well, but we just about managed to get away with it. Anyways, trying to catch Alex Albon. We should be able to catch him, considering we're in the Aston Martin, he's in the Williams. The Williams, although it's not that far off in the performance index compared to us, as Verstappen now gets past Schumacher there. You might have seen on the top left, and anyways, the top trading fast, actually Leclerc, who's behind. I think he was the one that pitted earlier in the race then, and he just set a fastest lap. That's not really going to matter though anyways, because he's down on like P20 or something. Anyways, we're struggling to keep up with Alex Albon. He's already pulled 3/10 on us in this lap alone, but luckily, like I said, through Sector 2 and Sector 3, we seem to be pretty decent against the AI, and hope we can get some DRS in on this straight to try and reel him in a little bit closer. Although that's not really going to help as we go way too deep, having the force to go off the track there, and that's going to allow Alex Albon to get away just a little bit then. And into the chicane, absolutely murdering the curves once again, nearly losing the back end there. You can see how hard we're pushing. We're a bit off track there. Verstappen's not going to get DRS as we now make our way towards the left-hander here. I don't think we'll be able to get DRS, not this time around, which is not really ideal. I really hope we did. I don't think so, though. Anyways, we're taking quite an incredible line, I must admit. And, oh no, wait, why Verstappen is into the pits. Looks like he may have gotten contact there with Schumacher as he tried to make a move on that previous lap. And I thought he was going to overtake us down the straight, but a blessing from the gods has now allowed us to stay in P12 at the moment. Although we got to make sure Schumacher doesn't have a sniff at us either. You can see through the first chicane, we're not really that strong, I'll admit. This car, I just don't feel the same way to feel the confidence. Even Albon is pulling away, and you can clearly see my driving is, well, just completely horrendous at this point. As you can see, I've completely just lost my mind here. We've already lost a second to him on this lap. You might as well just focus on bringing the car home. We're P12, not a terrible spot considering we started P20. Although, again, remember, in qualifying, we could have been in this position, and we could have had a chance at potentially getting points here as, oh no, we go wide once again. Yep, it's not like it's going to matter though anyways. Schumacher tries to go around the outside into the chicane. We go a bit deep though, but we just about managed to hit both apexes. Anyways then, as we now make our way down towards the final two corners, Hamilton will take the sprint. He will take pole position then for tomorrow's race. Anyways, as we make our way through the final two corners then, Albon will come home in P11 just about then. We'll just about hold on to P12 at the moment. As we come across the line, P12, Schumacher will come home in P13 as Schumacher flies through, and so does Carlos Sainz. So, looks like they weren't too happy with that. But anyways, P12, not a terrible result for us. We do get driver of the day, which I will gladly take. But yeah, this is going to be a good starting position then for tomorrow's race, as we have a very good chance then of getting points. So let's hope we for the best tomorrow. Let's go to the
Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters in red today. They've all turned out for what we have every expectation will be a sensational event here at the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One tracks as it's driven anti-clockwise. Let's hope nobody forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight on the circuit and its only DRS zone. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Kevin Magnussen, and Joe, Tsunoda, Ocon, Albon and Gallagher, Mick Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz and Bottas, Latifi, Gasly, Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Alrighty then, it is time then for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, the actual race itself. And as Mark clearly says, there is no threat of rain then for this race, and let's hope that we can have a good race here. Anyways, aggressively warming up the tires here, as you can seriously going full steering off here, trying to warm up the tires as fast as we can. For this race, it is a one stop from the mediums to the softs to the mediums. There was also an option though from the softs to the hards, and I think one of the I think Zhou Guanyu and the alphas and a couple others are starting the hard tires. So I think they're going to be doing the opposite to us, which is hard to soft. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, making our way on the grid, then we just about get that purple parking spot there. We kind of barreled into that spot, I will admit, but hey, I'll take it. Anyways, as we wait for the rest of the grid to form, thanks to a couple penalties, you can clearly see we're up in P10 at the moment. Let's hope we can keep it for today's race. Anyways, let's go to 5 red lights for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, the actual race itself. It's lights out, and we are green, green, green for the race here at Imola. And Schumacher gets an absolute flyer. He pulled, pulled an incredible start off the line here. Anyways, can we dive down the inside? It's going to be 3 wide, nearly going straight into Joe. And just as I confirmed that Joe is on the hard compound tires, Alonso goes straight around the outside there. Didn't want to spin the car and lose some positions. Anyways, we're down to P12 already, and Sainz is hounding us here as we make our way into the right-hander here, nearly going straight into the back of Alonso. Thinking of going up the inside. No, I don't think that's going to work there. Alonso looked like he was going to close the door here, but we got Sainz on our inside for company. We're going to squeeze him all the way to the inside, still giving him a car's width though. As we make our way into the left-hander here, Sainz makes a smart move, backs out of it, and now
we can continue on with our pursuit. Anyways, then Alonso just up ahead. And, well, Schumacher, he's made the most of this star as we nearly bend it straight in the wall there. Sainz gets through. Leclerc might have a sniff at us, but we're going to turn defense into attack and go back up the inside then of Carlos Sainz there, doing what the AI do. So, yeah, I mean, hey, it worked. But at the expense of us pretty much losing touch with the train in front there, as Alonso's already 1 second ahead of us. Nearly 1.1, so yeah, not ideal for us. But anyways, Norris sets the fastest lap at the Grand Prix. Don't know where he is. Unfortunately, I don't have any replays here. So we're just going to be solely focusing on the onboard action here. As up ahead, then I think Alonso might be trying to make a move, or someone's going to try to make a move. And on Zhou Guanyu, into the left-hander they go. No, it just managed to stay ahead. But anyways, on lap 2, just 30 seconds later, Sainz just hounded us so much and I decided, you know what, let's just let him go. There's no point trying to fight. And you can clearly see Sainz is feisty right now as we nearly run straight into the back of him. Joe gave him a good old squeeze into the right hand. He just lost so much momentum. You can already see we've gotten floor damage to the car, which is absolutely wonderful then. And clearly we don't care about it because we just murdered those curves again. And now the floor is showing yellow. I mean, great stuff, guys. But yeah, anyways, then into the left-hander we go. We'll have a decent slipstream then off the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. The Ferrari is actually relatively quick in a straight line. When I mean relative, I mean pretty darn quick. As you'll clearly see here, of course, he's probably using a bit of overtake as well to aid him passing. And you can clearly see Leclerc is trying to get past us. We defend the inside there, prevent him from gaining the position. Can Sainz go around the outside? He should be able to. Yes, he can. He is on the soft compounded tires. Joe is on the hards, so we should be able to do it. But immediately a lap later, then we got past him. And, well, I mean, Sainz, nice. Thanks for constantly turning into us. I tried to force him wide, but he decided, you know, we're going to continue to turn off. Anyways, then, we got past Joe on that lap, and then this almighty scrap then for P8 then just suddenly emerged. And luckily we managed to take advantage of it, although Sainz, that was a little bit questionable. And anyways, we got caught up on those curves and not really ideal as we now make our way into the chicane and trying to get back in DRS and of Mick Schumacher. The DRS is so important here, especially because we're in the Aston Martin, where Aston Martin is garbage in a straight line without DRS. It's kind of like in the slower cars. You really want to rely on that DRS then in front of the faster cars to kind of drag you along so that you don't really take too much out of your tires. And anyways, we do manage to get DRS on this occasion, albeit with like no battery left. And I think Sainz is going to get us on this straight here. So Mark is planning to pit on the next lap, but he's thinking that maybe possibly undercut them. Not really thinking about it at the moment. I mean, clearly we're not in a position to try and undercut. And as you can clearly see on lap 7, then we did pit, although for some reason the thing did not record. So this is just simply after coming out of the pits. We have strapped on the medium compounded tires, and everyone else ahead of us has also gone onto the medium tires as well. And I think the others will be pitting on this lap as well. Anyways, we have Verstappen right behind us, and he's completely hounding us into the chicane here. He has a little sniff at us, but he just manages to back out of it in time there. We had to go a little bit wide there because we compromised our line into the chicane. Sebastian Vettel is into the pits then. Let's hope that he can have a decent pit stop then. Let's hope the boys can give him a good pit stop then. Through the left-hander we go, then onto the main straight here. We're going to teleport immediately to the end of the pit straight there. Perez coming out of the pit lane. We're going to go on the inside here. Perez though locks up, and well, I mean, thank you Perez for that free position here. Perez, I think, just got too cocky on the brakes there, and well, I mean, the cold hard tires as well, not really providing much support for him. And as we went way too deep then into that chicane, we just managed to squeeze Verstappen out here. And ahead is Mick Schumacher. He's 2.2 seconds at the moment, which was roughly the gap we actually started out with before the pit stops. Remember, he's on the cold medium tires at the moment. We're on the warmer, more rubbered-in tires. So I'm hoping that we can close it at the moment. I don't think we'll be able to, though. The Haas is pretty good at managing its tires. And I mean, the AI in general, just for some reason, are so good at warming up the tires. It's actually somewhat OP at times. Although other times, actually is a bit more realistic. Anyways, flying our way through the chicane there. You could see how much we're pushing just to try and get DRS, but I do realize we're not going to get it, so no overtake use. And I think Verstappen will be getting us on this side. The Red Bull, I mean, is clearly superior compared to the rest of the grid here. Even the Ferraris
I mean, the Ferraris are still good, but the Red Bull just has the overwhelming speed here, and is using a bit of ERS there to try and boost our acceleration. But we're not going to fight Verstappen too much as he blasts his way past them up into P12. We're down in P13. And we're going to advance all the way then to the final lap then. Verstappen, of course, has gotten past Schumacher, and he's also passed Albon up ahead, who saved up a lot of ERS. He's going to make our way down the main straight then with DRS wide open here. Can we try to get past Mick Schumacher here as we make our way towards him? We're gaining. We're going to have a sniff up the inside, but we're going to back out of it then. No use trying to set it up the inside, put both of us out of the Grand Prix then. But I think that was the only chance we had. And, I mean, I thought we were going to get points in this race. We started in P10. We started the race in P10. We had 3 rushed upgrades, albeit all those were minors. We had 1 on the rear downforce. We had 1 on the chassis regarding weight reduction. We had 1 on the chassis as well that regarded tire wear. But really, the car doesn't feel that much better. It just feels the same old garbage that we had at the beginning. And I'm trying my best to get these upgrades on as quickly as we can here, but it's really not helping with the fact that the Aston Martin is still a terrible car to begin with, and also again because the facilities haven't been fully upgraded. Anyways, Hamilton wins then the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and I think it's a 1-2 for Mercedes, so kudos to them. Anyways, as we make our way into the final 2 corners, then it's going to be a frustrating P13 here. We had the chance to get some points this race, but instead it has gone all out of the window. We're going to have one more shot, then try to get Schumacher at the line, but he just gets the drive off. And it's going to be P13 from us across the line. Not the greatest race. Definitely not. Especially with those upgrades, we could have definitely been up there. Aston Martin, we need to do some work here. This is not acceptable. Come on, guys. We're going to need those points.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Congratulations then to Hamilton and Russell for the Mercedes 1-2, and kudos to Norris then up in P3, just like real life, getting that Emilia Romagna Grand Prix podium. If only we could be up there, and I really hope we do in this series. Look, again, like I said, I am trying my hardest to get up there, but it's so hard then. Especially, again, since the Aston Martin doesn't have a lot of facility upgrades, it's not really helpful with the fact that I can't really do that many upgrades at once here. Again, I'm trying. I'm hoping Aston Martin will upgrade their facility soon. That way we can get some good upgrades on this car and make it more OP than the rest of the grid then. Anyways, nothing much happened. No points for us. No points for Vettel either. So we're still stuck then in 9th in the Constructors, I think we are. But we're still in the fight, though, against Alpha, Haas, and potentially AlphaTauri as well. There's really only 15 points then separating us between AlphaTauri and us. So it's all to play for still. Still early in the series. But we're going to need a much, much better result than this. I mean, look, as much as I'm happy that we made some progress from race 1, it's just still not it. Anyways, you can see us looking through here. At first, I thought Vettel got P7 in the sprint, but unfortunately, it was just not meant to be. If only he did, that would have been awesome then. I do feel bad for the German driver. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the Miami Grand Prix. Let's hope we can turn this around. We got a couple upgrades. Let's hope that does the trick and give us more points.